After Harry's claims, chances of a family reunion may be even more unlikely, as his family fear that any conversations will be shared with the press. Obviously, why on earth now would you invite Harry in? Before you know it, all of a sudden, that private conversation you had on Netflix, or he's written another book about it. Apparently, by the way, the advance for Penguin Random House was 17 million quid, which is, obviously it's an extortionate amount of money, but to irreparably, or otherwise, but irreparably, in my view, damage your relationship with your family and potentially turn an entire nation against you. I think it's not that much money, is it? Anyway, I want to know, has Harry done irreparable damage? I'm joined by Royal Broadcasters Helena Chard and Nicholas Owen to discuss this. Both of you, thank you very, very much. Ladies first. Helena, I will start with you. Has Harry in any way damaged the actual fabric of the monarchy by releasing this book, do you think?
Do you know, Patrick, this book, I haven't read the whole book, but some of the topics in it are completely underwhelming. Really, it's incredible. The royal family has been through a lot over the years. And I personally think, although I can see there's a little bit of damage, I think it will just move on. But obviously, as far as reconciliation is, I just cannot see that happening easily. Obviously, there'd have to be an NDA, and it would be this nonsense about reconciliation behind the doors. So with family is nonsense. And it's said without irony as well. I tell you what, I do think personally it has done damage. Hopefully it will move on. I feel he's being very disparaging about Camilla, who obviously is very important to King Charles, and I think it's not on at all. I mean, it's the American side of things, you know.
I do get that. I do get that. Now, Nicholas, you know as well, you both know, I've not exactly been particularly glowing about Prince Harry. The one thing I will say about the Camilla thing is, if it was my dad and I'd known that he'd been having an affair with this woman and that had potentially in some way, not led to my mother's demise, but, not exactly improved matters, I think I'd be inclined to not particularly like the woman who's been having an affair with him. Nicholas, do you think he's all right when it comes to the Camilla stuff?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. And after all, it takes a lot less awful things to happen for stepchildren to have to adjust to somebody else coming into the family and not liking it. But here's the thing that I think is lacking. It's all very well for Harry to say, I was villainous. I think the word villain has been used somewhere to refer to Camilla. But he doesn't go on to say, but in the end, things worked out well. I mean, when I go through this book, what a tedious business it is having to do that. I don't sense that he somehow not just come to terms with it, but actually accepted what the rest of the population, almost every single person has accepted, is that the king has married the woman that he has loved all those years, and they are now jolly happy, and other things happened in the past. How sad, but they are in the past. Let's get on. Let's go forward.
Yes, indeed. Well, talking of moving forward, Helena, do you think if you had to put money on it, there's any chance of Harry being at the coronation?
I feel not at this stage. I feel that the royal family are obviously horrified, as am I and lots of people. There would have to be, I think, a lot more in place for that to happen. There is damage, and I just, we want to celebrate. We're looking forward to the coronation. This is a really special time. The accession and 4 months of the coronation, we don't want this negativity. It's madness, isn't it? I think it's going to blow over.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, his desperate clutch for relevance, Nicholas. I mean, he's going to continue to try to do this. Apparently, there's rumours of Meghan having a book in the pipeline as well. Nicholas, do you think if Prince Harry, I've been asking people, I'll go to the inbox shortly, actually, but do you think if he walked down the street in this country now, he would actually get booed?
Well, it's hard to say. I don't know. It depends on the circumstances, rather, doesn't it? I mean, he's not going to walk down the street without being accompanied by a lot of other people, especially after what he said about what he did in Afghanistan. He's going to have to be jolly well guarded. So there's always going to be people do a bit of that. I agree with you. But listen, the best thing, let's look at this, try and some positive light on this, would be for the king, for his father to invite him to the coronation and Harry to politely decline. I think everybody everybody would feel a lot happier. But the trouble is, we're talking months away here, Patrick, aren't we? We're talking, 5 months away. So goodness knows what's going to happen. There's more appearances. There's Harry's going to be on The Late Show in America, where it sounds to me they're going to take the mickey out of him big time. But that's not terribly good for the monarchy, actually, to be honest, isn't it? He's also appearing on the cover and a big story in People magazine in America, all glossed up and so. And this is just the stuff. This ain't going to go away. There's a lot still to come. A lot still to come.
Well, yes, but I wonder whether or not it's going to backfire on him, actually, because I was reading with some interesting reports from people who claim to be former friends of Harry and were saying, well, the amount of stuff that we've made go away on him, or the amount of times that we have not revealed something that we could have been, that would have been very dangerous for Harry, especially in his more formative years. I just wonder if they're going to go, right, enough's enough now. I'm going to tell them all about the time that he... Anyway, right, thank you very much, both of you. I'm moving on. Helena Child there and Nicholas Owen as well.